Hello YouTube. We're going to fire up the Kamado Joe Big Joe 3 today. We're going to do 2 pork collars and do pulled pork. We're going to use the natural wood firelighters to kick it off. A bit of mesquite. I've also got some new meter probes to test out. So it'll be a long cook. This will be our first decent cook on the Kamado Joe Big 3. But cut that. The Kamado Joe Big Joe 3. So we'll see how it goes. It should hold temp well. I'm looking forward to this cook. I know now that I've got to read the Celsius and the Fahrenheit differently, so I won't make the same mistake as last weekend where I cooked in Celsius thinking I was cooking in Fahrenheit and burnt everything. So let's see how this day goes. I'm just about to fire it up, so I'll give you an inside view of firing up and setting up the Big Joe. So we'll get these firelighters going, hopefully. Put a bit of charcoal over the top. Hopefully we don't smother it too much. We'll let them go for about 10-15 minutes and we'll see how we're going with the heat. Well, it's been running for a couple of minutes. We're starting to get some of the charcoal catching alight. So now it's time to assemble the KJ, put the slow roller in and get it all set up for a cook and bring it up to temp. So I'll show you how this is done. There are many videos on it, but I thought I'd just like to do a quick one as well of us doing one of our first cooks, because we are the thirsty tourists and we love eating, we love having a drink and we love experimenting with our food. So let's get this thing assembled. Let me get the base of our slow roller and we'll put that in. We'll put the top section on. We'll put our divide and conquer rack in. Line everything up. We'll put a fat tray in soon, and then we'll put our racks on top, and then we'll close it up and get ready for a cook. What I'll do is I'll put one of my racks in now. I'll close that lid up. I'll open that vent fully. Right, top vent, I'll open that fully. We'll make sure our bottom vent's open fully and we'll wait for this thing to come up to temp. Then we'll start cooking. Okay, it's time to get these pork collars on. We're at a pretty stable, about 220 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll throw one of them in there, throw that one in there, grab a probe and insert it into there, grab a probe and insert it into there, close that lid so we don't lose too much heat, and there we are. We'll get that meter probe turned on and we'll start cooking. We'll see how it goes. Well, we're about 2.5 hours in, so time for a quick peek of how this is turning out. I'll just open this up. Starting to bark up alright. Still a bit of moisture bleeding out of it, so we'll let it keep going. Once we get a bit of the moisture bleeding out of it and the bark starts to hump up, we'll start spritzing a bit more, and I think we'll be done in about 5 or 6 hours, so looking good so far. 3 hours of cooking, I reckon. I might have made a mistake before. So I've got a little GoPro around my neck. We're going to have a quick look and see how this is coming up. If I can open it up. If I can work out what I'm doing. So here's a quick look inside. It's not looking too bad. We'll wait for that to bark up a bit more. And we'll keep going. And you can keep watching my amateur attempts at the video. Time for a quick check on how our pork collars are going. So, time for a spritz. Let's have a look. Bark's starting to develop. I'd want it to harden up a bit more, but we'll keep going. Temps are looking good, so we'll continue cooking on. Well, 6.5 hours into our cook, time for a look to see how these pork collars are going. They're barking up nice. You can see the bark there starting to set. Spritz, don't too much. Want to sort of set out a bit. Dropped a little bit of temp there with it open, but we're still in the smoking range, so I can live with that. So we'll just keep monitoring and see how it goes. They're still about 20 degrees Fahrenheit under from what I want to wrap. We've got to get it up to like 190 before we wrap with the 205 final temp, or about 94, 95 in Celsius. So still a bit of a cook to go. We'll just keep going and we'll check this out again later. Well, we just got the alert on the meter app that the meat's ready, so time to pull this off. We're going to wrap it in a towel for about an hour, and then we're going to see if it pulls and serve. I'll pull that probe out now. So we'll wrap that and we'll put it in an esky, which I've got handy. And we'll see if we've had success cooking a pulled pork on our new Kamado Joe. Close the lid. We'll close all the vents up. That should extinguish the fire, and we should be ready to eat in another hour or so, and it does smell good. So it is making us hungry. So very good. See what it turns out like. We'll come back and check it out. Well, here we are. The moment of truth after a 10-hour cook. We've let our pork collars rest for an hour. So now we're going to see if they actually shred. We'll take them out of the foil. And they look fantastic. We'll get a photo of them. Some juice there. We're not going to waste that juice. We'll pull that collar over there. Making a bit of a mess. We should be able to just break this apart like that. Look at that. Still hot, but beautiful. We'll break this one apart. Get it out of the foil. It just pulls apart as well. Yeah, absolutely delicious. This will be great. Flakes apart. It's really hot. So we'll see how it goes. I've got to give it a bit of a try. That is delicious. So that's our first cook of the Kamado Joe. Great success. Very happy with it. Holds a stable temp all day. Holds heat well. Looking forward to doing many more cooks and experimenting. Looking forward to eating this very soon. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Well, we've shredded our pork. It's come up really good. Today we used 2 rubs. I used Lane's chili lime. There's my first rub. We used American mustard as a binder. And then I used Lane's barbecue magic dust. And the result looks great. I'll just flick this camera around and you have a look at this. A bit of pulled pork there. We'll be eating pulled pork for days. I don't think we'll ever get tired of it. So, looking forward to this. Looking forward to trying this out, eating it. Looking forward to doing more cooks with the Kamado Joe. It'd be good if I could actually use this gimbal properly and stop making it wobble around. But no, let us know what you think in the comments.